Alright, so today class, we're going to be learning about the bare bone basics of tracing an image with the built-in bitmap tracer of Inkscape. So basically, this will be the bare bones. There are plenty of videos out there that can give you more detailed information. I can link a couple down below later on, or you can just ask if I haven't. So, the questions that I received was they were struggling with, how to trace this. They were trying to manually trace it using, the Bezier tool. It wasn't coming out right. They wanted it exact. There's watermarks in their way. All these issues. So I was like, well, what you can do is right-click the image if you're using version 1.0 plus. If you're using any version below 1.0, then you have to come up here to Path, and you'll go to Trace Bitmap there. I've been doing it this way so much that it's kind of second nature to right-click, Trace Bitmap, come up here to Brightness Cutoff, hit Update. You'll see the image show up on here. Say OK. Now you'll notice I have a transparent background and no watermark anymore. Now, the only problem is there's obviously some text stuff at the bottom here. Well, let's get rid of that. We'll come here to our node editor, highlight all the nodes, delete, done. So now we have a perfectly traced image. I can even change the color of this to whatever I want, set fill. Now, if you wanted to print this, obviously you don't want to waste that much ink. So what you can do is go here to the black section, right click, go to stroke. So now there's a black stroke. Go to this X, go to set fill. Ta-da! You now have just the outline. So this is literally the basics of this. Now, if you wanted to go a little more complicated, say this had color to it, like this was gray, this is red, this is blue. Sometimes this brightness cutoff can glitch and it not detect properly, or it'll only detect certain colors. The easiest way I found to do that one is to come over to multiple scans, come down here to colors, remove background, and then, update. You'll see, actually you can see it here. When I hit OK, the watermark came over because it actually can now detect that color. If I want to get rid of that, I would have to change the scans down to 2 and see if it'll get rid of it, but most of the time that will carry over because it has a color. So like if I hit update right now, you can see it still carried over. Oh wait, sorry, this is the original. No, it isn't. That's mine. How did the Okay, I don't want to know. That's a heck of a glitch. Either way, honestly, I would stay with single scan, brightness cutoff. Another way you can do this is through edge detection. So if you go to edge detection, you can hit update, say OK. You'll get your thing. You can also change the threshold here. So obviously it's detecting a lot. So let's bring this down a little, hit update. I don't see any changes other than it's getting a little darker. So let's try and go up and see what happens. This is a lot of trial and error. Again, this was supposed to be bare bones. I'm not going to go into grave detail on it. But I'm just giving you kind of some examples. So if you do the, the edge detection, sometimes you'll end up with this type of issue where the line kind of just cuts off. So you'll have to fix that later, or you can just take a Sharpie when you print it, whatever. Hopefully this helps you get the basics. I got, pretty much covered what I needed to cover in there. I really don't use grays and auto trace. Auto trace I have yet to use. I tried to use it before, and well, this computer was not happy and it crashed and burned. So this is take 2 actually. Brightness and steps, you can actually do scales of like 8 or so, and you can pull different gradients, I guess it is. When that happens, when you make your image and you say OK, it will create what you're looking at, but then you have to right click and then you go to ungroup, and it'll ungroup all the scans you create. So if you have 8 here, there'll be 8 individual scans that you can slide around and see if you can find something good to work with. Examples of when I used that one was when I was doing kind of like some portrait work. I kind of was trying to get an outline and I couldn't get an outline, so I did a trace and I pulled out pretty much skin tone, and I ended up having, stuff. It was annoying, and I rarely ever do it anymore. So yeah, the basics, simple is select your image, go to make sure you're on single scan, brightness cutoff. You have to, default this back because you messed with settings. You can hit revert, it'll change things back. So I can go here and then I hit revert, so it goes back to 450. Then I can hit update, you'll see my thing. I go OK, drag the top layer over, and here you go. And again, just to recap here, you can come over here to your node editor and you can remove whatever you want. You can even adjust the image to look all weird if you wanted to. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can. You want to add your own little flair to whatever it is. So, hope this helped you guys, and till next video.